master to teach step-by-step guide. In this video, you are going to learn reasons of project failure, what are the most popular software development methodologies, what is Rational Unified Process RUP, phases of RUP methodology and its subtasks, how does RUP methodology work, advantage as well as disadvantage of RUP methodology, planning as a software engineer, what is a Gantt chart, how to draw a Gantt chart which will reflect the waterfall methodology. Also, we will cover how it will reflect to the RUP methodology as well. I will try my best to explain step by step. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please click on the subscribe button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, let's start. Working as a software engineer is one of the most challenging jobs in this world. A software engineer has to work very hard and carefully to manage the project, resources, and clients in a proper way so that he or she can track the project, execute as per plan, and lead to success. Software engineers always focus on how to reduce the risk of project failure. The project can be late due to different factors. Some of the main reasons for the late projects are as follows. Unrealistic deadline. Due to the unrealistic deadline established by someone outside the system development group, the project can be late. Changing requirements. Due to the change in requirements, the project can be late. Honest underestimate. Due to the honest underestimate of the amount of effort and or the number of resources that will be required to do the job, it can also lead to the project late. Predictable and or unpredictable tasks. There can be a lots of predictable or an unpredictable tasks that arise when the project comes. Due to these tasks, the project can be late. Technical difficulties. There can be lots of technical difficulties that can lead to the project late. Human difficulties. Due to the human difficulties that could not have been foreseen in advance, like manpower turnover, sickness, leave, etc., which may cause to the project late. Miscommunication. Communication is one of the major topics to lead the project success. Due to miscommunication among project staff, that results in delay. Falling behind schedules. If the project manager could not track the project and it's falling behind the schedules and the lack of actions to correct the problem, the project can be late. Software engineering is an organized approach to the design, development, operation, and maintenance of software system. The objectives of software engineering are maintainability, correctness, reusability, testability, reliability, portability, and adaptability. As a software engineer, to establish a good and efficient systems in a company needs more practice and more effort into it. Always keep in mind that until and unless there is no proper process in the system, there will always a risk of project failure and will always temporary solution. So that first job of software engineer is to make the good system. To make a good and efficient system, software development methodologies should be chosen based on the client's requirement and the client's nature. There are different kinds of software development methodologies. Some of the most popular methodologies are as follows. Waterfall software development methodology, prototype methodology, rapid application development (RAD), spiral model, joint application development methodology, adaptive software development (ASD), Rational Unified Process methodology (RUP), extreme programming (XP), incremental model, iterative model, Scrum, Kanban, dynamic system development method (DSDM), crystal methods, feature driven development, lean software development, agile modeling, agile unified process. These are some most popular methodology that we can use in the software development. Among this list of methodologies, RUP is one of the most popular and effective methodologies in the software development. RUP stands for Rational Unified Process. Then, let's move. What is RUP? Rational Unified Process (RUP) is a software development process from the rational divisions of IBM. It can be defined as a process product. The development team of RUP is working closely with the customer, partner, groups, organization to ensure that the process is constantly updated. The RUP leverages team productivity. It allows the team to have free access to the knowledge base with all the guidelines and tool mentor that helps them overcome critical issues. This helps the entire team share the same language when developing a software. The RUP creates and maintains models. Instead of producing a large number of paperwork, this method creates models. Semantically rich representation of the software system your team is developing. RUP is a guide on how to use Unified Modeling Language (UML). UML allows your team to communicate their requirements, architecture, and design of project. The RUP is a configurable process. It is a simple and clear process that can fit both small development team as well as large organizations. Rational Unified Process (RUP) divides the development process into four distinct phases that each involves business modeling, analysis and design, implementation, testing and development. The four phases are as follows. Number 1 Inception, number 2 Elaboration, number 3 Construction, whereas number 4 Transition. Number 1 Inception. It is the initial phase of development process. Essentially, in this phase, your team determines the structure and the basic idea of the project. Also, the team will decide the purpose of the project, success criteria, estimated cost, risk assignment, schedule time and resource required to complete it, etc. It is just like an evolution of the project. The conclusions of the inception phase are to provide a general vision project initiation documents with multiple parameters. We get the project scope with the initial project model, an initial business suite with financial analysis, a project plan with different phases with a business model, requirement understanding, actual expenditure versus plan expenditure. The major tasks that involves in the inceptions are as follows: scheduling resources, cost and time estimation, planning, risk management, prototypes development. Number 2. Elaboration. This is the second phase of development process. The project's architecture and required resources are further evaluated. This phase aims to analyze the requirements and the architecture of the system, develop the project plan and eliminate the highest risk elements of the project. It's undoubtedly the most critical of all stages as it signifies the transitions from low risk to high risk. It's also the point when your team has to decide whether to start construction, development and coding or not. The conclusion of elaboration phase are it provides a full model of the project with functional and non-functional requirements. It provides a full software architecture descriptions. It provides the stability of the project, like the vision of the product and architecture of products stable or not. Similarly, the project plan will approve or not. It is the actual resource cost versus planned resource cost acceptable or not. The major tasks that involves in elaborations are as follows: analysis of project domain, use case diagram development, system architecture development. Number 3. Construction. This is the third phase of the development process. At this stage, your team is finally ready to develop all components and features and integrate them into the product. It's a manufacturing process where your team focuses on managing resources to optimize costs, schedules, and quality. The software is designed, written, and tested successfully. The conclusions of the construction phase are The software product integrates over different modules. It provides a user manual. Is the product release stable or not? Is it meets client's requirement or not? Is the actual resource cost versus planned resource cost acceptable or not? The major tasks that involves in the construction phase are as follow: system build, system operation manual, user manual, test cases. The last phase of the RUP methodology is transition. This is the last phase of the development process. The transition phase is the moment when the product is finally finished, released and delivered to the customer. However, once the product is given to the user, several issues can arise. This requires the team to handle all the bug fixing and correcting the problem or to finish some features that were postponed. It is the process of development. The conclusion of the transition phase are as follows. It is one type of beta testing to validate the product as per user expectation or not. It provides the end user to satisfy or not. All types of training manuals for the users. The major tasks that involves in the transition phase are as follows: training, beta testing, analysis of users review, supporting and maintenance product. Now let's move to the benefit of RUP or advantage of RUP. It allows you to deal with changing requirements regardless of whether they are coming from the customer or from the project itself. It emphasizes the need for accurate documentation. It forces integrations to happen throughout the software development, more especially in the construction phase. It allows you to deal with changing requirements within the development lifecycle of the project as per the client's or customer needs. Means it welcomes the changes. It supports incremental build the software product. It provides proper documentation of the software product. It helps to use the resources efficiently. It helps to identify issues early in the process lifecycle. It provides process control and risk management. It enhances team productivity. It helps reduce unexpected development costs. Some of the disadvantages of the RUP are as follows. It mostly relies on the ability of experts and professionals to assign the activity to individuals who should then produce replanned results in the form of artifact. The integration in development process can also have an adverse impact on some more fundamental activities during the stage of testing. Although RUP has delivered excellent results, especially in software development, it is a rather complex method which makes its implementation challenging, particularly for smaller business team or projects. It is a complex model to implement as it has multiple stages of the workflow. It is challenging for organizations to implement which has small team size or projects. It should be highly result oriented from individual or team. It emphasizes on the integration of the modules throughout the development process software. So this creates troubles during the testing phase. Okay, now let's move to the Gantt chart. After the proper methodology has been selected, planning should be done very carefully. Planning a software development as per chosen methodology can be reflected in the graphical form, which is known as Gantt chart. Gantt chart is nothing more than the visual representation of planning, where it shows tasks to do against timetable. It is very important tool for the project manager or software engineer to assign the job to the employee, trace the target and deadline, track the project progress, and decide to take action in case if there is a risk of project behind or failure. In the Gantt chart, list of tasks to do is listed horizontally, whereas suitable time frame is scaled vertically. Each activity is represented by a bar. The position and the length of the bar reflects the start date, duration, and end date of the activity. Gantt chart can be simply defined as a horizontal bar chart, which contains the set of tasks with a proper schedules. It is first developed by the Henry Gantt in 1917 as a production control tools. It helps to manage which activities should be due at the beginning and when to end it. How many activities overlaps, what activities should be done at last, and when the project should end. Gantt chart will reflect on the methodology that you choose for the software development. For example, if you are developing a software using Waterfall methodology, as we know, the phases of Waterfall methodology are requirement analysis, system design, implementation, system testing, system development, and at last, system maintenance. In Waterfall, these phases are executing one after another, so we plan phase wise. So the Gantt chart will look like the ladder. Let us see how it will look like. What about the RUP methodology? As we have seen above, the Gantt chart must reflect the RUP methodology if you are going to develop the software using RUP. Let's see how it will look like in live. In RUP, it's not going to execute phase-wise. There will be more overlaps in the planning because more than one task will be on the operation simultaneously. In a team, some will be working on designing whereas developers are also developing the system. Of course, we know that we can't develop without system design, but in this methodology, We will not wait for the whole system design and finalize it. As one module system design is finalized, the developer start working where designer also start to design for the next module, so that there will be the more overlap in the execution. In the waterfall, we start developing only after finalizing the whole system design. I hope you learned from this video tutorial. If you have any question or comment, please make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching. Check us out for more in IT tutorial and guides on website master2teach.com, and we will see you again soon. Bye.